Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Finding 10, where we are going to search for a 10 out of 10 movie. And as you guys might realize, this channel has been going through changes a lot. I haven't been posting on Fridays, and the background has changed. And I don't know if it's for the better, because I think most people would agree that my last background was kind of, But the reason for these changes is actually because I've been away from my home for about 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, the last 2 videos on this channel is taken from my video warehouse. Just backup videos. But I'm running low on material already. I only have 2 videos left, and one is pretty special that I'm still holding on for a special occasion, and the other one is incomplete. So I figured I have to record while I'm away. So I'm currently at a homestay, so that's why my volume is softer than usual, because I'm surrounded by very, very thin walls here, and I'm pretty shy. I know that's kind of cringe, but I am. So yeah, that's why I'm declaring a change for this channel.
I declare bankruptcy!
I will talk about these changes more at the end of the video, because let's be honest, the retention rate on my videos are still pretty low. If you want to know why the changes, stick to the end of the video. Alright, let's get into this week's movie. First thing you need to know about me is that I can ride a bicycle, and mother always tells me to play tennis, to play whatever I want, because, If you understood that reference, you're absolutely 100% correct. We're gonna be talking about Enola Holmes. I mean, it's in the title, so it's a given, but yeah, that's my reenactment of Enola Holmes.
Now, where to begin? My mother named me Enola, which backwards spells alone. And yet, we were always together. And it was wonderful.
And one thing that I do gotta mention before I continue is the lighting in this room is kind of unbalanced, so the lighting would be like this. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. So alright, how should I describe Enola Holmes, right? It is straight up a children's movie. Like, I'm not even kidding. If there's a packaging on this movie, it should say from ages 0 to 10. Like, yeah, it's made for children. And why am I saying that it's for children? It is because, and I'm quoting my friend here because I've discussed it with a friend of mine about why I didn't like the film, and she said it's because it's like Dora. And when she said that, I felt that, like, yes, it is like Dora the Explorer. That's what's wrong with this movie. Now, I'll be honest, I've only watched the first like 30 minutes of the movie because, I'm a grown-ass man. Like, I'm 20 years old. I don't want to watch Dora the Explorer at the age of 20. So yeah, there's really not much to be said. The premise was kind of blah. The script was for babies. It was just cliches on top of cliches on top of cliches on top of cliches. Yeah, that's never a good thing for a movie, right? Now granted, I might be wrong here because, again, I've only watched the first half hour of this movie. Maybe there's a super duper mega epic scene at the end of the movie, I don't know, but for my deduction, because of Sherlock Holmes, I deduced that there isn't any super duper mega epic scene in the movie because the first 30 minutes are like that. So yeah, that's just my deduction. I feel so cool saying deduction. I deduce. Yeah. But again, even Sherlock Holmes can be wrong sometimes. Now the first thing that I don't like about this movie is the 4-wall breaks. And yeah, I get that it's unique in the sense that not many movies do this sort of stuff, but there's a reason why so many movies chose not to have those 4-wall breaks. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't do 4-wall breaks, because it can be amazing if well done. Look at Deadpool, look at Into the Spider-Verse, right? For example, during that, that Spider-Man pointing finger scene, that's like the funny scene in the whole movie, right? I'm sure that the creators of Enola Holmes thought that by doing these 4-wall breaks, they can do expositions as much as they want because it will be interesting, because it will be in the form of 4-wall breaks, right?
Which leads me on to the second thing you need to know. A week ago, I awoke, Mother, to find that my mother was missing.
It's like they're trying to hide expositions right under our nose, which is kind of dumb because we're not that dumb, right? It's almost like the movie is condescending. I'm pretty sure that They thought that it was a clever thing to do to hide the expositions under fourth wall breaks, which is kind of ironic because they're making a movie about the Holmeses. They're supposed to be like the smartest family ever, right? I'm sure that during the process of making this movie, they thought to themselves like, oh, you know what? This will be a great idea. This is very unique. This is very fresh. This has never been done, and this will be very funny. Which is just so wrong. Like, come on, it's not that unique. And they did this sort of stuff like multiple times. These creative things, like Enola being spelled backwards is alone, and that's a pretty fucking stupid thing. Because you would think a person who names Mycroft and Sherlock would name their third child better than, you know, alone spelled backwards. I'm not saying that Enola is a bad name. I'm just saying that it was alone spelled backwards. I think that's super idiotic, right? Enola even made a joke about it by trying to spell Mycroft and Sherlock backwards, which is just undoable. Let me try. Sherlock, lock, Cole, Coleridge. I'm pretty sure that Coleridge and Mycroft is the Fulcrum. I think Fulcrum, right? The Fulcrum. Yes, I think I'm correct.
I've never been so wrong in all my life.
Now the last thing that I hate about this movie. I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, like I'm not even kidding. I tried to be Sherlock Holmes multiple times on many occasions of my life. That's how much I love Sherlock Holmes. I think I can be Sherlock Holmes. I hope I can be Sherlock Holmes, and I just hate the way they portray the Holmeses in this movie, especially Sherlock. I mean, you get the first red flag when you see that they cast Henry Cavill as Sherlock. Now, as pretty as Henry is, I don't think he's the guy you think of when you hear the word Sherlock Holmes, right? Sherlock Holmes has never been the guy with a perfect body, who is nice and patient to everyone, who is neat and tidy and elegant, you know, just all around nice. He's never been that guy. He's always been the douchebag in the room because he is always the smartest guy in the room. He doesn't care about social manners. He doesn't care about social interactions. All he cares about is the case. So yeah, seeing him portrayed the way this movie portrayed him just really disturbed me, especially during that tree scene where Sherlock tried to comfort Enola. Yeah, Sherlock would have never done that in a million years, especially to his own family member. Alright, so that's my takeaways for Enola Holmes. Now, before all the females starts blasting me for being patriarchy, male dominates, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm all for gender equalities. I get that Enola Holmes is all about female empowerment. I get that like a lot. But come on, you cannot sit through the whole movie thinking, oh my god, like this movie is so great, like oh my god, like oh my god. I mean, unless you're one of those 13 years old Tumblr girls who just learns the word gender inequality and feminism, all that sort of stuff, I couldn't think a single scenario where you would honestly like this movie. I think that any sane, normal person who is already 18 years up would agree on me that Enola Holmes is a terrible movie. Alright, correction, it is not a terrible movie, it is just explicitly made for babies, right? It is just made for, you know, infants. So yeah, I just don't understand why are you choosing this movie for your movement. Like, there's a ton of better films that portrays female empowerment, and yet you choose this one. It's not a great look for your movement because honestly, nobody will watch a bad film. And I've never seen a guy other than me that watches Enola Holmes, let alone likes it. I mean, even BBC's Sherlock special episode, The Abominable Bride, was about female empowerment, and it is like a million times better than Enola Holmes than this hot pile of garbage. So yeah, I suggest if you want to have Holmes names in your movement, then you should use that episode. I repeat, Sherlock, The Abominable Bride. So alright, Enola Holmes gets a 3 from me because if I'm a 5 years old, I think I would like this movie, but unfortunately, I'm old, so yeah, this movie is just plain out terrible. It's just, you know, again, a hot pile of garbage. And if there's any woman aged 18 up who truly thinks that this is a good movie, please educate me on why do you think that this is a good movie. So that's it for Enola. Again, if you're 9 years old, I think you will like this film. And if you like this film, you're probably still 9 years old. Alright, so that's it about Enola Holmes. You can click away from my video now. I want to talk about the changes, right? So the reason for these changes is because I'm actually doing an internship program, and you know, school has just started again, so I've just been so swamped this last 2 weeks, and I think that going forward it will be more stressful. So that's why I decided to change the format videos, like because of all the stuff that's going on in my life right now, I don't have the time to edit my videos as I did before. So yeah, that's why I decided to change the format for this channel, because I still want to enjoy creating content on this channel. And that doesn't mean that I'm half-assing this channel, because if I'm half-assing it, I wouldn't be uploading anymore. Of course, I will still try to give the best content, but there are some boundaries that I have to follow because I'm still a student. So that's why I think for the next 3 months we'll be doing this sort of videos, this more raw and, dare I say, intimate videos. I'm tired of sitting, so I'm actually on my knees right now, because I honestly think in YouTube, if you don't actually enjoy your content, you will quit. You will get sick of YouTube, and eventually you'll quit YouTube. So that's why I never put viewership or subscribers on top of my list, because I think that would just burden me. I'm trying to do this how I like it, because I want to keep doing this, and I think this is the way to go. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, click the like button. Feel free to drop your comments in the comment section down below if you have any thoughts on the movie Enola Holmes, or if you have any suggestions on what I should watch next. And I'll see you guys at our next destination.